2, 1.
Ready.
Just relax and enjoy the ride.
In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. 815.
So we all know about the Three Musketeers, but they're famous for their swordsmanship and not their musketry skills. I'm Greg. He's Tom. This is your In Crowd 815 podcast for the, what is this? The 11th day of April, the year 2026, the latest it has ever been, my friend.
In the history of mankind. Actually, I think that Snickers and Milky Way give them a run for their money because I think those two are better candy bars. But my favorite candy bar of all was Baby Ruth. Wait, we weren't talking about candy bars, were we?
We can.
Yeah.
We absolutely can.
Oh, okay. I'd rather talk about candy bars. And the movie was pretty good too. So
I don't have one right currently in front of me. But
okay, so what is musketry skills? You know, like using a musket?
Yeah,
okay.
You pack it full of powder and the shot and everything.
Yeah.
They're the three
but I've never heard of
musketeers.
the
They're
word.
not the three swordsmanteers or whatever.
Okay. There you go. All right.
I'm just stumped. That's all. We've got a good show for you, and the person still sleeping maybe next to you. Give him a little nudge and say, Greg and Tom are talking. We're going to be chatting with Joel Ross, the artistic director of the Nielsen Chorale here in the 815. Looking forward to chatting with him. First, though, let's take care of a little bit of business. Our current race to 10 in our big number of the week has Tom and Greg tied at a score of 4. Our big number of the week this week.
There we are. I had to turn my hand a little. 4-4.
372.5 million is our big number of the week this week. And the answer, is it plastic or is it popcorn? Put your guess in the comments and let us know what you think the answer is. And maybe you'll win a prize, maybe a lunch with us, maybe a shirt, maybe a hat, maybe who knows? Definitely a shout out on the show. we can afford that, Tom. We can afford a shout out on the show. Anywho, I'll do some shout outs later, but before we wrap up the show, but to get things started today, let's get right into our guest. What do you say? The Nielsen Chorale has been around for a little while, and a new guy is taking over as artistic director. His name is Joel Ross, and we're going to learn all about Joel Ross today here on your In Crowd 815 podcast. Good morning, sir. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning, gentlemen.
So glad you could carve out some time on a Saturday morning. Are you normally an early morning kind of a guy, Joel?
I'm a rabid early riser.
Oh yeah, like a
Full about 6 o'clock. And
you're a swimmer.
Yeah.
At the Y?
At the Y. I didn't go this morning because I wanted to make sure I would be completely refreshed for my.
So normally at this time, you'd be finishing up your swimming and stuff at the Y.
Normally by this time, I'd be back at home eating a lumberjack breakfast.
Ah, there we go. There we go. So what's your favorite breakfast? We're going to go there. What's your favorite breakfast in the morning?
Well, I rotate. It's sometimes it's cold cereal, sometimes oatmeal, sometimes eggs and bacon, but always fruit.
Okay.
Right. And whole grain toast.
All right. Good deal.
Figure, guys.
That just sounds so healthy. Come on now. You got to throw some Nutella on your pancakes or something.
No Pop-Tarts, no Captain Crunch. No.
Oh, come on. Captain Crunch is the best cereal ever.
Once upon a time, that Captain Crunch, man, that was a favorite. That's for sure. But, well, let's learn about you, Joel. I'm guessing you're not a native Rockfordian. Where did Joel Ross go up and go to school? What was your high school? Where did you go to school?
Well, you'd be grossly incorrect. I am a native Rockfordian.
Ah, all right. I'm bad.
It's Swedish American Hospital, class of 1961. Before the new was even. So no, I've lived here all my life, except the years that I was in college in Chicago.
So, what high school?
East High. In fact, I'm living in my boyhood home.
Wow.
It was built in 1892, and I lovingly restored it. So I'm sitting here at the piano in the home in the East High district.
Well,
So
congratulations.
I'm hopelessly Midwestern and hopelessly Rockfordian. So you're not going to get rid of me.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That is so cool.
You were an East E-Rab, and Tom was Jefferson Jayhawk.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, right. Hey, we beat you football once.
Once. And I was a Muskego Warrior. So between the E-Rab and the Jayhawk and the Warrior, who do you think is going to win that battle? I'll just let that sit there for just a little minute.
Well, the Jayhawk can fly overhead and see his prey and then come down there and attack. The Warrior could fight back, but the E-Rab can't do anything because it doesn't mean anything.
Something. Do you know what that means?
East, red, and black.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
East, red, and black, yeah. In fact, that used to be, the origin of that is because of the Rockford High School. They used to be the Rockford Rabs, red and black. And then when the E-Rabs, when West and East opened up, West took on Warriors and East took on E-Rabs, East, red, and black. So there you go.
And they kept the same colors and they kept the same fight song. So go figure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So basically, East. Very good.
Sorry about that.
Somebody singing along
enjoy it. That is awesome.
You said we had to fill 30 minutes, so I'm doing my part.
I just hope YouTube doesn't say you can't use that song, so we're gonna block you. That's okay. Well, we'll see. We haven't done.
I want to hear a Fifth of Beethoven, Walter Murphy style. That's what I want.
Ooh. I don't. I don't know.
The disco version, a la 74, 75.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
it's good stuff.
That's a fun one.
Oh, jeez.
Nicely done.
Good. That's good stuff.
Nicely done.
Nicely done.
So Joel, you said you went off to college at Chicago. What was your college experience like?
I went to North Park University in Chicago, North Side of Chicago. And that's where I studied music and business administration, so music business. My day gig is I co-own Randy's Music on Mosaic Drive. That's a purveyor of fine musical instruments, mostly pianos, keyboards, digitals, and a great selection of guitars, amps, and such.
Nice. Yeah. So between college and where you are today, kind of what was your career arc that led you to become the artistic director of the Nielsen Chorale?
Well, at my heart, I'm a musician and I'm also an educator. So my mother always said that I sang before I talked. I'm not sure. I was there, but I can't honestly remember. So we had a very musical family, and so it was pretty much inevitable that it would be part of my life, and it has been, whether it's been in the retail music scene or as an educator or as a pianist. I'm the principal pianist with the Rockford Symphony. I also play with the Elgin Symphony, and a huge part of my life has been in the choral world. For 26 years, I was the music director of the Contouride Singing Boys of Rockford, which, of course, performed locally and toured internationally, and was a great experience, great camaraderie, teaching kids great musical skills and making wonderful friendships along the way and building their character. So I retired from that in 2014, and I had about a 10-year hiatus. And when Marty Bine decided to retire from the Nielsen Chorale, there was a search committee that was formed, and I threw my hat in the ring, and there were other applicants as well, and we all went through the same interview and audition process, if you will.
Rock, paper, scissors, just like they normally do.
Absolutely.
And they wanted me, so
That's awesome.
in the words of Sally Field, "You like me, you really like me."
That's right.
So
that does feel good. That does feel good. So, so you've been around Rockford long enough to know a lot of the musical groups that have existed over the years and different things and different choruses and the symphony and the concert bands and community bands and stuff like that. Has there been any other like concert or community band type stuff that you've done over the years that you kind of like to talk about or mention?
Well, in addition to the symphony, I've also performed a lot with the Mendelssohn Performing Arts Center.
Okay.
And another thing that I have kind of carved out a parallel career path is I'm also a jazz pianist. So
Nice.
I've appeared with a lot of the really great jazz musicians in town. And Dorothy Page Turner, vocalist, and I have done lots of collaborating over, close to 40 years now.
Yeah.
I know I'm older than I look.
Yeah, you got that. You got the good genes, right? Good genes.
I know exactly how old you are because I was born in '62 at Swedish American Hospital. So you're a year older than me, or give or take.
Yeah.
Nice. So the Nielsen Chorale, I want to put up your website here on the screen so everybody can take a look at that and share this on the chat today. If you're following along with us on, let me get this copied. Boom, there we go. If you're following along with us on Rumble or YouTube or Facebook or Twitch, you should be able to just see the link right there in the chat right now as it goes. But if you're watching later on Spotify or Audible, it should be in the show notes, NielsenChorale.com. And what can you tell us about the history of the Nielsen Chorale?
Well, there's always been a very strong contingent of choral music in this community. The back over 100 years ago, the Svea Soner, the Swedish singing men, that was a popular group. There were the Sons of Norway. There were many fine community choirs. And one of the earliest proponents of what we might refer to as classical choral music was Ralph Nielsen. And anybody who has any connection to Rockford knows that that's the father of Rick Nielsen. They owned the music gift shop. And so that's actually who the Nielsen Chorale is named for. And the organization became a 501c3 6 or 7 years ago, I believe. So it is an official nonprofit organization, and you can give money to us and take a tax write-off. So that's always good. How about that for a plug?
Absolutely. If you want to help out the Nielsen Chorale, hit them with again, the link is in the chat. So go to the website. And I'm looking at this picture right here on the front, and I can name at least 4 people in this picture right now. I've done stuff at Starlight Theater with at least 4 of these people. Maybe probably more. See, Corey, and Chris, and Aaron, and maybe
the singing community. And there's always a place, I believe, for those who want to use the instruments that the good Lord gave them to express themselves, bring joy to their soul, and bring joy to others. And that is, I think, one of the real important components of what Nielsen Chorale is. It's to uplift and inspire, to educate, all those things. I know that sounds kind of lofty, but that's really at the heart of what most all singing is. You know, when you're singing in a house of worship, you're singing praises. You know, when a mother is singing a lullaby to the baby, there's a reason for that, right?
Yeah.
When we think of the enslaved Africans that were in this country, their work songs, work hollers, the spirituals they sang, that came from a very deep place of unrest in their soul and hope for something that is better yet to come. So that's one of the themes, the voices of hope and promise. That, if I can do a segue, that is the hook, if you will, or the theme to our upcoming performance on April 19th.
And that was definitely what I wanted to bring up here next. The Mass of the Children, John Ruder, and other selected works celebrating voices of innocence and experience on April 19th at the Our Savior's Lutheran Church on Rural Street in Rockford, which is a beautiful sanctuary. If you've never been in this building, you need to go see this building and this sanctuary. It's absolutely stunning. I love this sanctuary so much. 3300 Rural Street in Rockford. Nielsen Chamber Choir and Cora Cantoray, Auburn High School's Kappa Treble Choir, Guilford High School's Treble Choir. This is going to be pretty special. Is this something that the Nielsen organization put together, or just participating in?
No, we are sponsoring it. We are putting it together, and we're on the hook for, the cost of it. It's been really an enormous project. It's about 100 participants, including, of course, the ones that you named. The Nielsen Chamber Choir, which recently formed an auditioned ensemble of about 40 voices, and then youth singers from Cantoray, from Kappa Auburn High School and Guilford, and Rockford Symphony. So about 100 participants.
Nice. Very nice. I want to put the Facebook page up too, because some people would rather see Facebook. So here's maybe a little better, bigger look at the at the information right here on your Facebook page. Voices of Hope and Promise. This should be 3 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon in April. Good time to do a show like this, isn't there? There's no football. You're not competing with that. Yeah, this is a beautiful place. I imagine over the years you've done other performances at Our Savior's Lutheran Church and know what I'm talking about. How great of
I do. It is a wonderful venue for performance. They have a really nice piano there, and a lovely pipe organ. It seats a good 700 plus. It's a nice central location, really convenient parking, of course, handicapped accessible, lots of space. And I think most of all, they're very welcoming and very warm to the idea of these collaborations. And they've really been backwards to help make this happen for us. So we're very appreciative of the staff and the congregation.
So this is a free will offering will be received, a free event open to the community. Please bring a fistful of dollar bills or more, and donate those on your way out or in, or however that's set up. And even better, if you can go to nielsenchorale.com and donate directly right there before you even go to the concert, that would be really nice.
Donate there. And there's also a QR code in the program for those who want to donate that way. So, and it's important for me to note that a good portion of this will also benefit the youth ensemble that are participating.
Nice. Okay.
Joel, I have a question that's kind of unrelated, sort of. I mean, it's related, but at what point in your life did you realize that, hey, I'm a pretty good pianist? Were you just music? Can you play like 12 instruments, or did you just start playing one day and thinking, I have a knack? Or did you really have to toil with it and go 12 years before you started really, really feeling it?
No, I, I don't want to sound, falsely modest nor braggadocious, but music, it comes out of my pores. So I'm a musician, and so I'm not saying that it always came easily for me, because I think, music it's an art, it's a craft, it's a study, but it's also a gift. It's all of those things, and I think that
Mm-hmm.
all of that really applies to me. I did not have to struggle so much. I did not have to be forced or coerced or bribed into practicing. Um, and it was a way that I could express myself. Some people journal, some people write poetry, some people are great with their hands, and they have just astonishing carpentry or woodworking or crafting skills. We all are different in the gifts we have been given and the skills we, and that's just one that I am fortunate to possess. And rather than keep it all to myself, I've stayed in town and tried to share it with others, and especially with young people, mentor them so they can find their gift and they can share that with others. So I think that's another thing I really tried to do, is pay it forward. My
Well,
parents made sacrifices
mhm.
for the three of us children, to all have music lessons, and they never complained about the cost, and they never um, had to berate us for not practicing. So I'm grateful for that. And one of the really cool things about singing is that it's devoid of all electronics.
Mhm.
Right.
We we have people from all walks of life, judges and doctors and nurses and chemists and music educators and teachers and you name it, engineers, and they're all up there on the risers.
Even lowly realtors.
Yes, and they're they're pulling the wagon together, so to speak.
That's a great answer. It reminds me of, okay, to give you kind of a sports analogy, there are athletes, I watch a lot of sports, who are just naturally gifted. They could go a week or two without even practicing and come in and hit the game winning home run, or throw the game winning touchdown, whatever. I mean, that's what you have. You have a gift. And you know what? It ain't bragging if you done it. Quoting either Will Rogers or Babe Ruth. I think I know one or both said it. Will Rogers for sure. But there's no there's no bragging at all whatsoever. You are gifted, and that's good. So use it, and we appreciate that. So.
Well, I
There's
think
probably, go ahead.
there's a place for those who have not just gifts, but a skill to share it. And again, working with the choir, it's not for the faint of heart. Especially when you have adults, they certainly have opinions, and they might have thought we should do it this way because that's how I did it when I went to college, or
Mhm.
uh, or sometimes we have folks that think, well, I was a first soprano when I studied at the Sherwood Music School in 1973, but now she's 80 years old. She's really not a first soprano anymore, but that in her mind, that's still, so our voice is our instrument, and it's not just part of us, it is who we are. It's not
Mhm.
like holding a violin, or playing the piano, or putting a trumpet to your mouthpiece. That is, in the truest sense, an instrument, mechanical instrument, if you will. But the human voice is the only instrument that God, our Creator, makes.
Yeah.
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 What
Uh,
I'll just add to what I was going to say. You're correct. You're exactly correct about, you have to put in the work. Even if you are a gifted musician, a lot of good gifts go by the wayside because somebody won't practice. They think they're good enough. They think they're better than everyone else. And then all of a sudden, the person who works harder passes them up. And you clearly have not done that. You have put in the work. You have used your gift to it. So anyway, but the other thing is, like myself, I have a couple of gifts, not music, and I work fairly hard at it, and so I understand how the process works. But then there are so many other things I want to do. I want so badly to play the piano, but I cannot seem to put the time in. And that's a me issue. That's not an issue of, well, if you just organize your time better. No, it's a me issue. It's a brain issue. It's something I'm like, maybe I don't want it as badly as I thought. I would love to just sit down at the piano and be able to do it. I love the piano. It is my absolute bar none favorite instrument. And I have a Roland piano. It's a very nice piano and I love it. And I tinker around on it quite a bit. I'll never get past Mary Had a Little Lamb and a few others. I can do the beginning to the Pink Panther. That's my claim to fame. Oh, I can also say my ABCs backwards. That's my other gift.
That's his other claim to fame.
That's my gift in life. I taught my grandsons how to do it.
Well, we all have to be good
anyway.
That's right. That's right.
Drinking coffee too.
Well, for those here in the 815 area, to be involved in the Nielsen Chorale, you don't necessarily have to live in Rockford, I would assume, but do you have some folks that drive a fair amount of distance to be a part of what you guys do?
Yes, we do. It's some of the collar community of Belvedere and Stillman Valley and Byron and Freeport, Rockton, Roscoe. So it is a bit of a commitment, and the rehearsals are usually Monday evening for a couple hours. And it's interesting to note that we have at present 3 different tiers, if you will. There's the larger ensemble, which is 80 or so voices. Then the Nielsen Chamber Chorus, Chamber Choir is about 40 voices. And then the Ancora ensemble is a more select group of 12. And they represent the organization out in the community, sometimes with run-out concerts, and they will also be featured in a special way at this upcoming concert on the 19th also, including a lovely arrangement of Billy Joel's Lullaby and Frank Lace, The More I Cannot Wish You, which is from the musical Guys and Dolls. I think it's important that your listeners have a little bit of an understanding of what the theme of the program is. One of my original titles, working titles of the program was Teach Me Your Song. And at first blush, that would imply that adults are going to teach children, the path in which they should go. And yes, there is an element of that. But I think if we're honest with ourselves, we will admit that children can teach adults too. Mm. And I believe that's one of the strongest, most powerful lessons that I learned when teaching the boy choir is, when the first year or so, I maybe had this thought that I'm going to teach these guys some things. And I would have to say that they taught me more than I taught them.
Yeah. I love that you said that. I love that. I've always said true humility is learning from a child. Right. That is absolutely 100% true. I couldn't agree more. And I have some stories that I cannot share regarding that. So just because it would offend some people in my family.
Sure. So, well, when you think of children, the singing voice of a child that has an impalpable power to move the emotions. And when you think of kids, they're quick to forgive. They have an inquisitive nature. They're at really young kids. There's really not any guile. They don't have any pretense. They don't have a reason to lie to you. And one thing is that they're resilient. They're curious, and I think anyone who attends the program, they'll see elements of that. I think it's important to note that each of the youth ensembles will have a short time in the program where they can shine. And so there will be several numbers that will feature just the youth choirs, and of course they've really worked diligently to prepare that. But one of the main parts of the program is the Rudder Mass of the Children, and it's a unique piece because I have to say that most often pieces that are written for adults and for children's voices, it's like the kids come in on the last 5 minutes of the piece to kind of wrap it up in a bow, and everybody dabs at their eyes. It's more of a token. I'm not sure how to say that.
Yeah.
It's not really a fair assessment of what they can do. But in the Mass of the Children, Rudder makes their part integral. In fact, many of the much of the musical motifs are introduced by the children, and then the adults comment on it. How about that? Rather than the adults, if you will, introducing the music material, and then metaphorically the children raise their hand and say, can explain this. It's like the children are explaining it to the adults first. It's very unusual in that, from that construct. And maybe one of the reasons for that isn't, not to be too overly sentimental, but John Rudder lost his son, his 19-year-old son, who was riding his bicycle, and I believe he was hit and killed, and it devastated him. And the piece that John Rudder wrote, Mass of the Children, came from that experience.
Wow.
So it was a bit of a catharsis, and he knows how to write for voices beautifully, and I think especially for children's voices. So if there are folks that have not seen a choral music concert for a while, this is the one to see. You get to hear you get to hear adults, you get to hear children, you'll get to hear the fine musicians of the Rockford Symphony Orchestra. And then I also must mention that the two soloists that are going to be appearing on the program also have Rockford ties. Aria Beert is a Rockford girl. She has just recently graduated from Wichita State, and she is pursuing a career in opera. She's also a violinist. She was a product of the Rockford music scene, participated in the youth symphony. And then Ben Ross, who is no relation to me, so he's not a Nepo baby. He is a product of Rockford schools. He went to Keith, and he was one of the bright shining stars in Contorai, the boy choir, when I directed it. And he now lives in Baltimore and is carving out a fine career in opera.
Wow.
So they were not just chosen, if you will. We were all kids once, obviously, and so it's a nice way, I believe, to tie in that Rockford connection and show some of these young singers that that there are people from this town who love to sing and have made a career, and they want to come back and be a part of this really incredible collaborative experience. I will have to say, I knew it would be difficult, and lots of challenges, lots of moving parts, lots of spinning plates, pick your metaphor. But like the old saw, I never said it would be easy, but I said it would be worth it. And I think that's at the nub of this project. It hasn't been easy, but it has been glorious in many, many ways. And we hope that the audience will want to be part of this really incredible experience.
Nice.
All right, so I have a question for you. You mentioned Aria Beert.
Yeah.
First of all, aria for an opera singer, that's just a natural, right?
Yeah.
Did she do any solos? And the other question is the last name Beert, spelled Beert or DT?
Yeah.
Because my music teacher at Rock Valley College was Michael Beert, and I'm just wondering if there's any relation there.
Of course there is. That's his daughter. Yeah, Michael Beert.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, Michael Beert is the principal symphony. Ray Handelin is the associate concertmaster, and their daughter are, like you said, very, very well chosen name.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what struck me. And I got to just say about Michael Beert, what a wonderful guy and a great teacher. I had him for music class at Rock Valley. It was one of those where you have to take an elective, and I chose music because I love music. And he just he was such a wonderful guy, so easy to talk to, and he knew his stuff. And he was the one that taught me about the word timbre, spelled Timbre. And it's not timber, it's timbre. And I hear people say, "Oh, it's got nice timber." No, it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. He won't remember me if I were to meet him at in a mall or something, but I definitely remember him. So you can tell him you had a podcast with somebody who absolutely loves the guy. He's wonderful. So
scrolling through some of these sponsors here for you, Joel, just to thank those who have supported the Nielsen Chorale for this season. What a great list of people and organizations that are helping you get things going for the 25-26 season here. And for those who want to donate, again, there is a link to make a tax-deductible donation, as Nielsen Chorale is a non-for-profit. Are there any specific volunteer opportunities for people who maybe, you know what, they might raise their hand and say, "I can't sing, but I love music and I love what this organization is doing." Is there something that they could plug into and help volunteer to help your organization?
Yes, there are always needs for, like, for instance, publicity, social media plugs, come and take some video of a rehearsal, help us promote that way. There are also important slots on the board that really need to be filled. Clearly, I'm the guy that stands up in front and waves my hands in the air, but there are many important duties and roles behind the scenes that must be filled in order for the ship to remain upright and steer the correct direction. And not only that, but even things like working with the concert program, typesetting and formatting, that kind of thing, schlepping risers for the performances, ushering and ticket taking, that type of thing. Yes, there are always things that people can assist in, and we're always appreciative of it.
Chorales need roadies too, Tom. Chorales need roadies too.
Okay, sounds good. I know how to plug stuff in.
That's right. That's right.
I was actually thinking I'd be a groupie instead. I don't know.
Well, before we wrap things up with you, Joel, and do a little trivia with Tom, is there anything we did not ask you about this morning that you were really hoping that we would, and mention about the Nielsen Chorale, or anything else that's on your top of your mind today?
No, I think we've covered it. We want to make sure that everyone knows that you are all welcome. It is a free concert open to the public. There is a free will offering because, to put it mildly, when you hire professional musicians, that's what professional means. And one of the things that I always tried to be a proponent of when I directed the Beloit Choir is when we surround ourselves with really fine musicians, that raises the bar.
Sure
and
does.
for most of these kids, they have not sung with the professional orchestra before. They would not have sung with a high-level adult choir necessarily. And so this is a way for them to grow, and it's a way for them to get an experience that they might not otherwise get. And again, because this is more of a complex project, if you will, with lots of moving parts, I don't think anything like this has been done in this community for quite some time. I do have to mention that this piece, The Rudder Mass of the Children, was programmed for, I think, April or May of 2020, and I think you know where I'm going with that. But it was completely scuttled. So this was a project that my predecessor, Marty Bine, wanted to put on, and unfortunately, it didn't happen. So I think this is also a nod to fulfilling her vision that was not able, to come to fruition. It's still a wonderful project, and I wanted to see it done. And of course, the rest of the program might take a little different direction than what she might have done, because I'm a different person, and that's how artistic direction works.
Yeah.
I've always said, I'm not her replacement because no one's going to replace her, but I'm her successor, and I'm going to have a little different vision than she might have. And we work with that. And then until the board doesn't like me anymore, we don't like your, and so time for somebody else. But let's just say that those who attend, be prepared to be uplifted and inspired, maybe learn a little something, and you might want to bring a little Kleenex in your front pocket. Because there's going to be some really incredibly moving musical moments.
I always forget to do that, and I'm an emotional guy, Joel. I always forget to do that. Oh no, I gotta wash this shirt now because I'm yeah. Nice. Good deal. Well, NielsenChorale.com for all the information about what Nielsen Chorale has coming up. And if you can make it April 19th, you will not be disappointed. It should be a wonderful, wonderful concert. All right, Joel, stand by. It's time for something we call Tom's Trivia.
It's time for Tom's Trivia Challenge on the In Crowd 815 podcast. Good luck.
All right, let's put Tom center square here and see if he's got
center
some
square.
Tough questions. There we go.
I am.
It's you and me working together, Joel. We're a team today. We're not battling this out unless you want to. That's up to you. But that's I just want to get 4 more. That's my goal.
All right, Joel. Just so you know, these questions are. Sorry, Greg. These are designed not to make you walk. My guy, stupid. No, it's not. It's not like that at all. They're fairly simple, general knowledge stuff. Between the two of you, you should have no problem with them. All right, here we go. Mount Everest. Sir Edmund Hillary, along with Tenzing Norgay, were the first documented people to reach the top of Mount Everest. In which year did they achieve this feat? Was it 1923 or 1953? Once again, Sir Hillary, Tenzing Norgay, first documented people to reach the top of Mount Everest. And what year did they achieve this feat? 1923 or 1953? I did not hear what you said.
Well, I thought it was 1923.
If he hadn't give us the options, I would have guessed 1933. So I think 23 is a good one to go with. So I'm feeling good with 23.
I think 1953 is the best option here.
Oh no. Strike one. Oh, that's terrible. All right. We're not off to a good start.
That's right. You'll go 6-0 the rest of the week. All right. When the Incredible Hulk was first introduced in 1962, which color was it? Was it purple or gray?
I'm out on this one. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure it was gray. I'm feeling gray. Please be gray.
Yeah, gray. It is.
Oh, good. Woo. All right.
All right.
All right.
In the Harry Potter,
it wasn't scary enough. Maybe green. It was scary. It wasn't scary enough being gray.
Apparently not.
In the Harry Potter franchise, who replaced Professor Snape as the potions master at Hogwarts? Was it Mad-Eye Moody or Horace Slughorn?
Is that a real show? I don't know what you're talking about.
Once again, in the Harry Potter franchise, who replaced Professor Snape as the potions master at Hogwarts? Mad-Eye Moody or Horace Slughorn?
I have no idea.
I don't either. I like saying the word Slughorn, so I want to guess that.
There you go. You got it.
All right.
I was waiting for something that you'd say that would, yeah. All right. So you're 2-1.
Okay.
2-1.
You can answer all the questions, the color commentary. Okay.
You'll get some of these. Come on now. Okay. On this day in 2025, who became the NHL's all-time leading goal scorer?
Ooh.
Last year about this time.
Ooh. Oh, if you give me choices, I'll get it right. If you give me multiple choices, I'll get it right. I don't know the guy's name off the top of my head.
I will give you two choices. Alexander Ovechkin or Sidney Crosby?
See, Wayne Gretzky was in attendance when Ovechkin broke his record. Alexander Ovechkin.
There you go.
Yes.
Alexander Ovechkin. All right.
Crosby's good, but he's not.
Basketball.
Hey guys, remember I told you everybody has to be good at something? Baseball, basketball, or football trivia. So I'll just smile and nod.
Okay.
All right.
Well, here's a basketball question for you, but you might get this one right. You might.
Do you have any other categories?
Oh, I got one that you're going to get next. You're going to get it.
Okay.
Because it's music related. But not this one. It's the one after that. All right. Who won the NCAA men's basketball championship played this past Monday?
That was Big Blue. That was Michigan.
That was Michigan. Yes.
I'm happy. For,
All right,
I'm happy
Greg,
for our friend
on this
JW. Westendorf's very happy with that one.
Oh, is he a Michigan fan?
Jacob's a big Michigan fan. I don't understand him, but I like him anyway.
Yeah, I don't understand because to Wisconsin Green Bay, that was his college. But anyway, I didn't.
I know.
I guess I did kind of know that. All right, Greg, you're out on this one. Joel, this is on you. Who is the composer for the musical Joseph in the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat?
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Bingo. Yes, I knew you'd do that one.
A-L.
All right.
W. Woo.
Yeah, now you're at 5.
Red and yellow and we'll go Joseph. Go. All right.
I love it. All right, final question for either of you. Okay, it's local trivia, and of course it has to do with our very own Cheap Trick. What was the name of Rock's very own Cheap Trick before they settled on Cheap Trick? You can give me any one of 2 or 3 that counts. So any one of 2 or 3 names.
Ooh, that's a good question.
You mean the name of the band or band?
Name of the band. What is the band? The name of the band. Now, keep in mind, it may have been an early incarnation of the band before, say, Robin Zander or Bunny Carlo. It could have been either. There are like 3 of them that I could come up with.
I'm sorry, guys. This is not on the Nielsen Chorale website, so it's
the Guilford Misfits. I don't.
Guilford Misfits. Actually, Robin Zander went to Harlem.
And the Harlem, well, Guilford and Harlem, right? The Harlem garage band. Yeah.
Okay, one of them. It was called Fuse.
They were called Fuse.
And then another one was Sick Man of Europe, but there was one other name I couldn't come up with. I could not remember what it was. Yep. So anyway, all right. Well, you went 5 and 2, and that's pretty darn good.
That's not too shabby at all. And I saw Rick Nielsen this week. He was at a fundraiser luncheon I was at the Rockford Art Museum for Mosaic in Rockford, and it was really good to see him. I didn't get a chance to greet him, but I did get a chance to talk to him because I was one of the presenters for the luncheon. But Joel, I really appreciate you carving out time with us today and telling us about the Nielsen Chorale. And at some point, I see my wife and I becoming a part of what you do. We're doing so much at Starlight in the last 8 years that we haven't had to.
Just keep in mind, there's nothing to do in Rockford.
That's right.
And that's how you sarcastically end an interview, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you sarcastically end an interview.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate the opportunity. And we hope that all of your listeners will want to be a part of this great collaborative celebration on the 19th.
Wonderful. Thank you, Joel. Have a great rest of your weekend.
May I remind you before you go of something you said about 42 minutes ago Oh, I don't think I have enough material to fill a half an hour.
Well,
I
I've had to
succeeded.
play the.
He played the piano for like 35 seconds, Tom. So
Well, this
Oh,
can be our play.
absolutely, yeah.
I can't name that tune. I wish I should.
Nice.
Is that from Phantom?
I should be able to as well.
Good Night, My Angel, Billy Joel.
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
Beautifully done,
All
Joel.
right,
Beautifully done,
That's,
Joel.
that's one of the tunes we're going to sing. You know, it's a great text. His little girl, he wrote it for his daughter, Alexa, before she became an electronic voice.
Oh, yeah. Alexa, clean your room. I don't know that one. I'm sorry. I don't have a room.
And this is one of the themes. You know, the little girl is asking some hard questions, and he doesn't have answers. That's one of the things that, you know, kids, and I don't have children, but I can say that I have been a part of many children's lives.
Hundreds of children, yes.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, they'll ask questions we don't have answers to. So, you know, we don't always have all the answers. And that's another lesson that children teach us. So, on that touching note, shall we say goodbye?
Adieu, my friend. Adieu.
All
Have
right.
a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you, gentlemen. And
Thank
we'll
you.
hope to talk soon.
All right. Bye-bye now. Oh, Tom, that wasn't good at all, was it? Ha ha. That was amazing.
No, not at all. That was
Way to go,
really good. I
Joel.
love the piano playing.
That was
That was
great.
good.
4-4, our current score in our race to 10, and our big number of the week this week is 372.5 million.
I'm regretting what I sent you. I think I should have went with the other.
If you want to change
that's
your
all right,
answer,
can't change it now.
this is your last chance. This is your last chance.
No,
to
it
change
wouldn't
your
be fair. It wouldn't be fair. I'm fully prepared to lose this one today. It's only fair that if I lose it, I lose it properly.
You said that, and I got to change the score there. So, do you recognize what that plastic thing is on the side of the screen there that the guy is holding, or the?
It looks like a
You know what
Game Boy or something.
Oh, no, it's a Croc. It's a shoe. It's a Croc shoe.
Oh, it's
See the
a
hole?
shoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Crocs spent $10 million to buy a company that makes those little plastic charms. See little charms that go in the holes?
Yeah.
Okay. So they spent $10 million to buy the company that makes those tiny plastic charms. And now they're pumping out nearly $250 million in yearly revenue with those charms. Gibbets is the name of the company, the colorful charms that can be popped into the holes in Crocs, and they turn the shoe into a branded demonstration of their wearer's obsessions. So those branded Gibbets can be bought for everything from licensed pop culture characters to sports teams, logos, tiny food items, animals, initials, gemstones, all kinds of different things, travel icons. Crocs bought the business gibbets in 2006 for $10 million in cash. And they're generally sold in multi-packs at like Foot Lockers and stuff like that for anywhere from $3 to $5 each. And about 3 out of every 4 Crocs buyers end up buying some sort of gibbets to make their clogs their own, according to CNBC. So yes, Greg's going to get the point this week. Super Mario Galaxy is the movie that is all the rage right now. I haven't seen it yet. Have you taken the grandkids to see Super Mario Galaxy?
Oh, the last time we went to go see Mario Brothers movie, it was about a year ago, year and a half. We went up to the Beloit Theater, which I highly recommend. The Beloit Theaters are amazing.
Absolutely.
I don't know what it is. It's not been diagnosed with anything like that, but I think I have a little bit of PTSD. And I don't mean to laugh to say that. It just sounds weird. I was not in the military. I wasn't a cop or anything like that, but I had a pretty traumatic childhood in many, many ways. So I don't like loud noises. I don't like sudden movements. I don't like crashes. I just don't. We were at the theater. Fortunately, I brought my headsets, and I had to lay on my side and plug my ears with my headsets, and I fell asleep. I essentially passed out. And then the end of the movie came. It was so loud. Lots of crashes, all the stuff that appeals to little 8-year-old, 10-year-olds. And it was the weirdest thing. My wife had to tap me on the foot and go, hey, the movie's over. I'm like, what did I miss? I missed half the movie. So
Super
I probably
Mario
won't be going to see the next one.
The new Mario movie cleared $372.5 million globally over its long weekend opening. The special power-up, though, was the Yoshi popcorn bucket, which you see on the screen now. That pushed Mario Galaxy into the second best merchandising program ever for AMC. They're selling these Yoshi buckets, and so many people get popcorn at the movies, and if you can get yourself a special bucket, why wouldn't you get that special bucket if it wasn't too awful expensive? And I don't know what they're charging for it, but it pushed them over the hump as far as movies. And these movie theaters, they're struggling so much now to get people into the theaters because we got movies at home now on big screens and stuff like that. So having something special like this, getting families back into the movie theaters. So there's you go. That's your answer this week. And
well, when I thought about it, I didn't know. I thought it was a Nintendo Game Boy or something like that, because the bottom of the crock looked like it had the I don't know. Anyway, and I thought, well, 75.2 million, whatever, for any kind of electronics, I don't know. That might just be too much, or not enough is what I meant. Not enough. I would have thought in the billions because of whatever. So then I thought I should change it. I'm not going to change it like seconds before. That's not fair.
You're fine. But you're fine.
Kudos to you for giving me the opportunity. I appreciate it, but I'm not taking it.
All right. Quickie shout outs for the week. All the great churches that put together some wonderful Easter Sunday services last weekend. My wife and I got to attend a couple of them, and just amazing turnout at churches. Were packed out last weekend, and I hope that people saw something and felt something enough that they want to go back to church again tomorrow.
Okay. I'll take an interesting, different take on that. Why do you show up on Christmas, Easter, and other special occasions? You're a church CEO. So. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but come every week. Don't just come 3 times a year.
Do your best.
And then fourth time on a wedding and the 5th time on a funeral. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being cynical, but
don't be too cynical. Don't be too cynical. I think there's something special going on. So I think there's a special move going on.
Good. I will take your word for that.
The other shout outs I wanted to give this week includes Mosaic and Rockford. I mentioned on Tuesday they had their Partners in Possibility luncheon, and they hosted it at the Rockford Art Museum, which, if you have never thought of the art museum as an event space, go look at the Mosaic and Rockford Facebook page and the pictures taken at that event. Wow, it was wonderful. It was a beautiful place to have an event. Highly, highly recommend that. And kudos to Mosaic and Rockford for a wonderful event on Tuesday at the Partners and Possibilities lunch. On Thursday this last week, our next Rockford group met at the Winnebago County Forest Preserves, another great meeting space over there off of Route 2 and Bauer Parkway, which is a continuation of Harlem Road. So just right by the bridge, right by the river. They have a pond back there where their headquarters are at for the Forest Preserves. And the conference room that they have in their building overlooks the pond, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's so many wonderful opportunities.
I've driven by it 1,000 times, literally 1,000 times probably.
Yeah.
And I've never went down that little pathway. Maybe I will do that one of these days. Probably have a park ranger there. What are you doing here?
No. When you pull in, there's a place to park to walk the trail. And then if you keep going, there's the headquarters building, and you can go inside the headquarters, and they have brochures and different information. But the trail around the pond is beautiful. It's a great place if you get a lunch hour on a great day and you're within driving distance, go there and walk the trail around the pond. You will not be disappointed. The other thing that happened this week was the Pregnancy Care Center had their annual Celebrate Life banquet at Embassy Suites. Wonderful turnout, great support. You were there for the brunch or the dinner?
For the brunch.
For the brunch. You did the brunch. Christy and I did the dinner, and the dinner was probably as packed out as the brunch was. It was a wonderful event. Way to go to Laura Negretti, Nikki Tibbetts.
Nikki said there were 600 people plus. It was absolutely amazing. And you mentioned earlier that you sometimes forget to bring a tissue or whatever. I have tears in my eyes, especially the story of Kara that blew me away. That whole thing, and just how she came to know Jesus and at a desperate moment. And I'm telling you, folks,
beautiful story.
Go to the website and read the story. It is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing what God does, and the beauty of. Okay, let me just say, I work for the Pregnancy Care Center.
Yes, you
I
do.
clean on the weekends. I do some volunteering. Here's the thing. There is not a better place in the world to be. When I walk in there, fine, I got to clean toilets and sweep and mop and all that. I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. It's rough work. It can be, especially with a torn rotator cuff. Please pray for me. But I walk in there and I feel something special come over me, because it is such a wonderful organization. You won't meet 25, 30 of any finer people than the women and the men. There's a few men that are there that work there and volunteer there. It is an amazing place and an amazing ministry. And it's so unbelievable. So
kind of a full circle moment with our show today. Joel mentioned working for Randy's Music for years, and Randy's retiring, and his building is being sold to the Pregnancy Care Center, and it's going to be turned into a great campus.
I didn't want to say anything, but I'm glad.
It's out there now. So
right, boom, done, paid for.
Yeah.
It's out there now. You're right. I wasn't going to say much about it. I didn't. Yeah. But anyway, you're right. We're going to occupy Randy's Music Center, and plus we're going to have both. And what Nikki had said is that it's literally right next door to a facility that's distributing the pill. So I believe it's the RU486 pill. I don't know.
Right. So kudos to the Pregnancy Care Center.
And if you're not
two other things real quick. And Friday's Rockford Link Lunch, the Beloit Sky Carp, Janine shared with all the events. Again, talk about event space. They got great event space at the Rockford Sky Carp Stadium, which is ABC's Supply Stadium in Beloit. Janine did a great job telling us about what they have for opportunities there. And of course, they kicked off their weekend this weekend with games. If you want to go see baseball up at Beloit at the ABC Supply Stadium, you can see the Sky Carp play.
Have you been there yet? Have you been?
I've taken a tour, and I've been to one game. So yes,
I have not been to a game. Ron, our friend from trivia, has gone to many games. He's a big fan because he loves baseball, and he lives right up near there. He literally lives down Gardner and then down Willowbrook. So he's He's a big fan, and I am going to go with him one of these days. In fact,
Gotta
I'm
get
going to
up
call
there.
him. I haven't talked to him for. Yeah.
We are going to have an in-crowd event on July 5th. So Sunday afternoon, July 5th. We invite all of our in-crowd people to join us for that. Yours truly will be singing the national anthem and the 7th inning stretch song. So
I will be there, and I'll make sure Ron and Lori are there as well.
Come on,
that'll be awesome.
A whole lot of fun. And
I will be there probably with my arm in a sling.
Careful.
Gonna have my surgery right around that time.
Our friend over at Boone County Jiu-Jitsu has their 1-year anniversary party today. So if you're watching this live or on Saturday, April 11th, they're having their 1-year anniversary at Boone County Jiu-Jitsu until about 2:00 this afternoon. And they've got great food and a tour of their facility and stuff going on there today. So kudos to Jason and his crew out there for what they're doing. Next week, 815 Stone Scrubbers. What are they and what do they do? We're going to learn about them right here on the In Crowd 815 podcast. This went longer than I was expecting, so I got a jet, buddy.
You got a jet. All right, no Packer talk today. We'll do it next time.
No Packer talk today. So remember, friends, you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone every day this week. We'll meet you back here for another In Crowd 815 podcast next Saturday. Thank you, Tom.
Hopefully, I'll see you Wednesday. If not, don't worry. It's cool.
You got it, buddy. Bye.
815 in crowd. 815 in crowd.